Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya.
Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanastu. Grateful as we are, we submit our namaskarams, ananta koti namaskarams at the Lotus Feet of Bhagwan. Bhagwan, who helps, guides and protects us in all circumstances. How can we ever thank him sufficiently? But attempt we should, and keep celebrating his grace, his gifts of grace. Today, a very special day. It is Kalpataru day for us also. Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, because despite his illness, he came down to the garden and declared that whatever people asked for would get it from him. So it's Kalpataru day, the wish-fulfilling tree. Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar celebrated this day in a very different way. But he did celebrate this. No matter what we say about stars, Hindu culture, it's also important that we acknowledge the role the English calendar plays in our life. Everything that is official in life is related to this English date. In fact, all our lives, our practical lives outside home, are centered around the English dates. Bhagwan did not know his star. He would not say it, but he remembered the date of birth. So every year, whenever people visited him on this particular day, he and the people would wait, keep awake till 12 o'clock midnight, and there would be gifts of chocolates or fruits or some distribution of prasad at 12. This is what Srimati Rajeshwari Amma was saying to me. And Shri Janardhanan has written in his Unmayudan Uruval, Life with the Truth. He says in the book, in 1980, 31st December, some 5 or 6 families had gone there, and they met him in the Sannidhi Street house. But late into the night, Bhagwan came out, climbed the staircase of the mandap. He was seated there with all these families, about 30 people in all. And Shri Janardhanan says in the book that that day, much earlier, Swami started playing this Leela. If people brought malas, he would not wear them. Instead, he collected them. He also searched for the malas wrapped in paper, and he collected and collected until it became 30 in number. And he would not wear any of them. He also sent Shri Perumal Sadayan, to get 30 candles. At 11:30, after the candles came, nearing 12 o'clock, he asked those people to light the candles, 30 candles, and keep them around him. And then he started to put the malas on his own neck, one after the other. All the 30 malas were on him. What a sight it must have been. Just imagine the middle of the night, midnight, Swami being seated with 30 people around, and 30 candles were burning. At 12 o'clock, when the church bell rang in celebration of the birth of the year, the new year, Swami raised his hand. He held his scepter. I call it scepter. It's a stick. He held it high with a hand fan and the coconut shell. Just imagine this picture, Bhagwan seated there in the Teredi Mandap with 30 malas around his neck, must have come up to the head. 30 candles burning around him, and his hand with the stick, the hand fan and the coconut shell raised high. He gave darshan to those people around. And what was more, he asked every one of them individually, "Did you see this nicely? Did you see this beggar and this?" 30 times. He asked every one of them and said and declared in his thunderous voice, "Those who have seen this beggar in this posture there. I said thundered, and something is thundering. It is the declaration of Bhagwan. It's substantiating the truth of his statement. Imagine Bhagwan holding the stick. In those days, he also carried a bundle of peacock feathers. So he held all that high and thundered his declaration. Have you seen this beggar now? You see this beggar? You see this beggar? You remember this beggar as he is now. And then he said, those who have seen this beggar now as he is, and those who remember it in their mind, in their heart, will get the fruit of 1,000 years penance. And then he added, this beggar is telling you the truth. This beggar is telling you the truth. This beggar is telling you the truth. 3 times he declared for the entire cosmos to hear. So, if we can imagine the scene where Bhagwan is seated with the candle lights burning around him, with his hand raised in benediction, with the bundle of peacock feathers, the coconut shell, and the hand fan. Imagine what countenance must have been there on his face. We can put our imagination to use, and those we do, you can be assured, you can rest assured that we have earned the enormous fruit of 1,000 years of tapas, penance. What a gift! What a gift, what a gift. There are moments like this in life when the divine is ready to pour down its grace for nothing. We know, I have been telling you often how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say, this, pointing to himself, he would say, this has done 16 annas of tapas. It is enough if your people do 1 anna of tapas. Their hard-earned the divine power, they are ready to part with for nothing. The pittance. Here, Bhagwan is saying, after all that he went through in the streets, the humiliations, the beatings, the ruthless, merciless beatings from the hands of the thugs, days of starvation, and no space to lay his head. No matter whether it was burning sun or pouring rain. Here he was declaring for all to see and hear. If we so much as remember Bhagwan in this pose, we would get the enormous fruit of 1,000 years tapas. We can't even imagine what it is. Some of us cannot sit for 5 minutes in meditation. What can we achieve in this life? But here, the hard-earned tapas, the hard-earned atmabala, these great masters are ready to part with for nothing, because of compassion, out of compassion. Bhagwan often said, for the most intelligent. Gurudev's Padukas, Gurudev's feet, the holy feet of the Gurudev, the lotus feet of the great master, and the mantra given by the Guru will do the job of sadhana. The fruition of this is assured. It is for the less intelligent. Books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and other scriptures, Upanishads, are necessary. Usually we think the reverse. We think if somebody is studying Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, we look up, we think, oh, how great they are, how intelligent they must be to understand all this. And we feel lowly. The first time I heard, and from Bhagwan at that the most intelligent, for the most intelligent, because the shortest and the quickest and the highest path is this, worshipping the Guru's feet, and holding on to the mantra given by him. If the Guru has not given you any mantra, there must be teachings. Bhagwan used to say that take up one teaching. There may be many teachings of the Guru, the Master. Take up one teaching that you think would suit you and practice all your life. It will merge you with the Guru. It's only from Bhagwan that I heard like this, the most intelligent, for the most intelligent, the Guru's feet and the Guru mantra will do. It's for the rest, for the less intelligent, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad. The first time I heard it, I was shocked. And then I realized the truth of it. So again, this particular moment, Bhagwan gave darshan to all those people present and declared, which still stands for us, those of us who are able to use our faculty of imagination. If we remember Bhagwan seated with his hand raised in benediction, with his emblems, the stick, the hand fan, the coconut shell, and the bundle of peacock feathers, with many candles lighted, kept around. We can imagine. It's not very difficult. And then you prostrate before him and see what happens. You will be able to feel the flow of grace inside you. Bhagwan, isn't he the Kalpataru? Just like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa declared that particular day, ask anything you want. Today, you will get it. You will get it from me. So it is Kalpataru day. Now here is Bhagwan declaring, those who remember, those who see this darshan of this beggar today, and those who remember it in their heart. My father says they will get an enormous fruition. 1,000 years of tapas. Isn't that Kalpataru for us? And Bhagwan had often defined the Kalpataru. He said, the other Kalpataru gives you what you want, whatever you want. Whereas this Kalpataru, the great master who is Kalpataru, Kamadhenu, Chintamani, he gives you what he wants for you. See the difference? So today, the 1st of January, every year, is also Yogi Ramsuratkumar Kalpataru Day, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Kamadhenu Day, Yogi Ramsuratkumar Chintamani Day. Whatever chinta, whatever thought comes to you, it will fructify. So today, this great Kalpataru Day, the wish-fulfilling tree, the wish-fulfilling cow, the wish-fulfilling precious stone, Chintamani, we shall appeal whatever prayer you think is very important to you, today you put it before Bhagwan. But before that, go inside, imagine, bring the scene of 1980 to your mind. The 12 o'clock ringing of the bell from a church, and Bhagwan seated with people, and the candle lights being lighted and kept around him, and his hand raised in a gesture of blessing with all these implements, the emblems, the peacock feathers, the hand fan, the coconut shell, and then offer your prayer at his feet and see what you get out of it. I challenge you. So let every one of us remember this day, every January 1st, the Kalpataru Day of Yogi Ramsuratkumar. On this day, whatever prayers we put before him, imagining his darshan of that day in 1980, we can be sure that our prayers would definitely be answered. So today, and what is more, you remember Bhagwan saying, this beggar is telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. 3 times he declared. I remember in Sudama, one of the Sudama sisters was cutting vegetables. And suddenly, Bhagwan got up from his seat, came near her, and sat on his heels and said, I am your Shri Ram. I was there watching the whole thing. He said, Rajalakshmi, I am your Shri Ram. What a revelation. And to Shri Radhakrishnan, who used to come to him, Bhagwan said, when you do Sandhya Vandan, you say Keshava, Madhava, Madhusudana, you can add Yogi Ramsuratkumara with that. And then Bhagwan added, in those yugas, this beggar had those names. his name is Yogi Ramsuratkumar. That which was Krishna, Madhusudana, Rama in those yugas is now Yogi Ramsuratkumar. So when you do your Sandhya Vandan, you add this name also. What a revelation. When Shri Rajulu, Dr. Professor Rajulu, was working as the principal of the government college here, he was taking his students to Satanur, nearby. There's a dam there. Unexpectedly, when he brought the students before leaving for Satanur, unexpectedly, Bhagwan got into the bus and said, "This beggar is coming with you all." So after they reached there, they took a boat. And as the boat was moving over the waters, Dr. Rajulu was thinking, strangely, it reminded him of the scene in Ramayana when Rama would be crossing the Ganges with Guha. As soon as he thought it, here Bhagwan was saying the same thing. Sri Rama crossing this Ganges with Guha. I remember another scene which I described all this before, but because it is contextual to mention the breakfast hut, when the trustee, Shri was saying that those peacocks and deers, they somehow slip into our ashram also. They come from Sri Lakshmana Swami's compound, he said. Bhagwan smiled, looked at him deeply, and then he declared, whatever comes to Lakshmana Swami has to come to Ramaswami, and laughed. And the whole world blossomed. So time and again, Bhagwan had been dropping hints, revealing the truth of his being. It is up to us to make the best of it, remembering the most intelligent, for the most intelligent, Gurudeva's Lotus Feet and the mantra given by the Guru. And for us, when the Gurudev is none other than Sri Rama, none other than Sri Krishna, none other than Sri Shiva, what more do we need? So we shall come to my paradigm, a new-found paradigm. One Leela a day keeps the Maya away. One gooseberry a day keeps the doctor away. Bhagwan had said oftentimes, Nelika for the body and Nama for the mind. So the gooseberry for all ills of the body. Nama is for all ills of the mind. Remembering all this today, we shall reminisce, recall all that he said from time to time, revealing his universal identity. We shall offer our prayers today. The way the world is in the grip, the dreadful grip of a virulent virus and its variant, and the panic that it has created all over the world. People are paranoid. and only Bhagwan can do something about it. Had he not declared that he is the cosmic controller, that he runs the whole cosmos. Hey cosmic controller, we appeal to you, to your boundless compassion and grace. We seek your immediate divine intervention to remove the panic from the hearts of people, to arrest the spread of the disease, to enter some vaccine and make it potent to kill this virus once for all, and to free this entire humanity, the entire world, not just India, the entire world, from its clutches, and bring back a dharmic normalcy in every aspect of life, everywhere. Bhagwan, all those people who are toiling, slogging day and night, fighting the disease in order to save other lives, please give them protection and all-round well-being. And the most important issue for this 2021 economy. Please, Bhagwan, give a boost to this falling economy and support all steps taken towards its improvement. Please give a huge grace. And above all, constant remembrance of your name, constant remembrance of your Leelas. So delightful are they and so relevant to today's conditions that so many people who come here, they tell me that they have been drawing inspiration from these Leelas, and what is more, they seem to give them a boost, especially when they are in difficulties. Whatever Leela that's being described here in the presence of Bhagwan is so relevant to their condition. They pick up and improve. So we seek Bhagwan's huge grace on this great day, auspicious day. It is Yogi Ramsuratkumar Kalpataru day also. Let us seek a huge grace from him for every one of us, for all of us.